Hey, how's it going? Today I have a quick, easy question for you. And the question is, would you rather be persuasive or would you rather be influential and have influence over your customer or client? I remember I was reading a book by Robert Cialdini called Influence, and in it he kind of lays out different ways to influence or compel people to behave a certain way, and it's just using psychological behaviors and tactics. And I thought it was super cool because I was like, you know, it's got that warning in the book where it's like, just use this stuff for good and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, man, I feel like I'm about to get some secrets. And then I've also kind of been in the camp of how to become more persuasive. So I think of like hard closers like Grant Cardone and people like that use kind of hard selling techniques and are very persuasive. But it's a very interesting question. Would you rather be persuasive and persuade someone to do something, or would you rather influence them enough to where they're compelled to do something? Now, what's the difference? If you were asking me, I would choose influence. And here's the reason why. I think when you're influential versus being persuasive, so in a company or business or anything, anyone that's influenced by you kind of looks at you as like a little mini hero, you know what I'm saying? And anything you put out, they buy. Anything you say, they listen to. Anything you do, they follow with. And so that way, it's not you sitting up here being like, this is the reason it's the best. This is the reason I'm the best. This is the reason the situation's the best. And people are like, whatever, that guy's just trying to sell me something. He's opening up his jacket and there's Rolexes here and you're saying, hey, you want to buy one? So that's why I would rather be influential all to say. Now, the problem with this is that most businesses try to be persuasive. This is when you get on a website and it's like, we've been in business 30 years. We're the best. Here's why we are the best. We do everything right. You're going to get a great experience. And they try to persuade you that they're the best. Now, how can you influence someone into thinking that you're good or you're the right choice for them? Well, number one, you've got to catch them at the right point of the buying cycle. So almost no matter how influential you are, if someone's not looking for your product or service, they're not going to buy it. But let's say that you do catch them at a point where they are in their buying cycle, which you get through advertising. Influence comes from giving your customer aha moments. And influence comes from educating your customer. So instead of saying, hey, here's the right thing to do, give them something to think about. Let them come to opinions and decisions on their own. Meanwhile, you're just educating them and saying, hey, have you ever thought of this? So that is how you can build influence over persuasion. Another way to think of it really quickly is that persuasion is a form of hard closing. It's coerced through pressure, through social conformity, through limited time sales tactics and like that. Where influence is built more off of a long-term relationship. And the buying cycle is longer, but most of the time your customers stay with you longer and they spend more because you're looked at as a friend all of a sudden, someone that's really looking out for them. And that's what you want to be, man. That's what you want to have customers that say, hey, Brandon's the coolest. I listen to whatever that guy has to say. He's made me a lot of money. And, he just asks for value in return very fairly. So when you're building your website, your business website, or building a product or building a sales letter, focus on being influential and say, how can we become more of an influence in our industry rather than how can we be more persuasive in our industry? I'm Brandon Stiles. I'm a digital marketer in Atlanta. Please subscribe to the channel if that was helpful. I'm going to put out a lot more stuff and hopefully it helps you grow your business as well. Thank you.